Let us look at the history of the city of Oslo. Oslo was founded as a city at the end of the Viking Age in 1040 under the name Onslow. The city was elevated to a bishopric in 1070 and a capital under Håkon V of Norway around 1300. The city functioned as the capital of Norway during the 1814 to 1905 union between Sweden and Norway. From 1877, the city's name was spelled Christiania in government usage, a spelling that was adopted by the municipal authorities in 1897. In 1925, the city, after incorporating the village retaining its former name, was renamed Oslo. Let us look at the top sites in the city of Oslo. The Vigeland Park is a must-see attraction in Oslo, featuring over 200 sculptures by Gustav Vigeland. The park spans over 80 acres and is home to the world's largest sculpture park made by a single artist. The Oslo Opera House is another architectural landmark in the city. The building is made of marble and granite and is designed to resemble an iceberg, with a sloping roof that visitors can walk on for panoramic views of the city. The Akershus Fortress is a medieval castle and royal residence located in the center of Oslo. The fortress dates back to the 13th century and has served as a royal palace, a prison, and a military base throughout its history. Visitors can explore the castle grounds and admire the views of the city, as well as visit the Akershus Museum, which tells the story of the fortress and its role in Norwegian history. The Munch Museum is dedicated to the works of the famous Norwegian painter Edvard Munch. The museum houses a large collection of Munch's paintings, including the iconic painting The Scream. Visitors can learn about Munch's life and art through the museum's exhibitions and audio guides. The Viking Ship Museum is another must-see attraction in Oslo. The museum is home to 3 Viking ships that were excavated from burial mounds in the late 19th century, as well as a collection of artifacts from the Viking Age. Let us look at the top Hollywood movies made in Oslo. Tenet is a 2020 action thriller film directed by Christopher Nolan. The film follows a secret agent who must navigate a series of mind-bending events in order to prevent a global catastrophe. No Time to Die is a 2021 spy film and the 25th film in the James Bond series. Directed by Cary Joji Fukunaga, the film stars Daniel Craig as James Bond and follows the secret agent as he is drawn into a dangerous mission to rescue a kidnapped scientist. The Snowman is a 2017 crime thriller film directed by Thomas Alfredson and based on the novel of the same name by Joe Nesbo. The film follows a detective as he investigates a series of murders in Norway, and stars Michael Fassbender and Rebecca Ferguson. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is a 2009 fantasy film and the 6th installment in the Harry Potter film series. Directed by David Yates, the film adapts the 6th novel in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. Ex Machina is a 2014 science fiction film directed by Alex Garland. The film follows a programmer who is invited to administer the Turing test to an intelligent humanoid robot. The Wave is a 2015 Norwegian disaster film directed by Roru Tog. The film follows a geologist who must race against time to save his family and a small town from a massive tsunami caused by a landslide. Dune is a 2021 epic science fiction film directed by Denis Villeneuve. It is set in a distant future in which noble houses battle for control of a desert planet known as Arrakis and its valuable resource, spice. What is the best time to visit Oslo? If you're looking to experience the city's famous winter sports and activities, the best time to visit would be between December and February when the city is covered in snow and the temperatures are below freezing. For warmer weather and outdoor activities, the best time to visit would be between June and August. This is when the city experiences its warmest temperatures and the longest days, with up to 18 to 20 hours of daylight. Spring, April to May, and fall, September to October, can also be good times to visit. During these seasons, the weather is mild and the crowds are less. The city also offers many cultural events and festivals during these seasons. Overall, the best time to visit Oslo will depend on your personal preferences, interests and budget. You may consider checking the weather forecast, events or festival schedule, or travel deals for the time you are planning to visit. Oslo offers a variety of options for local transportation, making it easy to get around the city. The most popular form of transportation in Oslo is the public bus system, which is operated by Ruter. Buses run frequently and cover most areas of the city, making it easy to get to your destination. The city also has a metro system, which is called the T-Bane. The T-Bane is a fast and efficient way to get around the city, with trains running frequently. Oslo also offers a bike-sharing system called Oslo Bicycle. This is a great option for getting around the city if you're comfortable riding a bike. The bikes can be rented for a small fee and can be returned to any of the bike stations located around the city. Another option for getting around the city is the boat system. There are several boat lines that run on the Oslo Fjord, connecting the city center with nearby islands and towns. Lastly, taxis are also widely available in Oslo, and you can either hail one on the street or book one in advance. How expensive is Oslo for tourists? Oslo can be quite expensive for tourists, especially when it comes to accommodation, dining, and transportation. Accommodation in Oslo can be quite costly. Hostels and Airbnb rentals can be a more affordable option, but they can still be relatively expensive compared to other European cities. Food and dining in Oslo can also be quite expensive. A basic meal at a casual restaurant can start at around $15 to $20, while a more upscale meal can cost $50 to $100 or more. Entertainment and activities can also be costly in Oslo, with many museums and attractions charging admission fees of around $10 to $15 per person. However, there are also plenty of free activities and events in the city, such as visiting the city's many parks and gardens, or take a walk around the city to discover its street art. Now, let us look at Oslo in the world of literature. The Snowman is a crime novel written by Jo Nesbø. It is the 7th book in the Harry Hole series. The story follows Detective Harry Hole as he investigates a series of murders in Norway. The Redbreast is another crime novel by Jo Nesbø and the 3rd book in the Harry Hole series. The story follows Harry Hole as he investigates a series of murders that seem to be connected to a neo-Nazi group. Lords of Chaos, The Bloody Rise of the Satanic Metal Underground is a non-fiction book by Michael Moynihan and Didrik Soderlund. The book is an investigation into the Norwegian black metal scene in the 1980s and 1990s. Blind Goddess is a crime novel by Anne Holt. The story follows a police detective who is investigating a series of murders that seem to be connected to a powerful and wealthy family. Tourist arrival statistics for Oslo, Norway vary depending on the year, but generally, the city sees a high number of visitors each year. In 2019, the city of Oslo had around 3.3 million overnight stays from international tourists. In 2020, it had around 1.8 million overnight stays from international tourists, and in 2021, the numbers were still affected by the pandemic and the number of overnight stays by international tourists was 1.6 million. Oslo is generally considered a safe city for tourists. The crime rate in Norway is relatively low compared to other countries, and visitors to Oslo are unlikely to experience any significant safety concerns. Violent crime is also relatively rare in Oslo, but as with any city, it's important to take precautions to stay safe. Thanks for watching.